Hello, this is meteorologist Ryan Willis with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. This is the weekly weather briefing for August 15th. Let's begin with a brief overview of what is expected throughout the upcoming period. Unfortunately, the next several days look to be wet across Georgia, as has been the norm lately. The potential for heavy rainfall is something that will be monitored along with the tropics, which have become more active lately. Along with the heavy rainfall, the flooding potential will remain a concern, especially headed into the weekend. A significant flash flooding event took place in Columbus yesterday, where a daily rainfall record for the date of 5.73 inches fell. This amount was only 1/100th of an inch below the all-time daily rainfall record in Columbus of 5.74 inches, which fell in 1981. This extreme amount of rainfall in such a short period led to significant street flooding as well as the overflow of some creeks and streams in the Columbus area. Starting off with a satellite image from 8 a.m. Thursday morning, we notice that Georgia remains in a favorable location for continued rainfall. Tropical moisture transport will continue from the Gulf of Mexico through the next several days. Another interesting factor is the tropical wave located off the Yucatan Peninsula. This wave will continually be monitored for development over the next couple of days as it heads generally westward. Here we will look at the heavy rainfall forecast through Monday across north and central Georgia. First, it should be noted that the GFS and the ECMWF models are in reasonably good agreement concerning the location of the heaviest rainfall across central Georgia. One notable difference between the two models concerns the amount of heavy rainfall that will fall across the area. The GFS is more bullish with rainfall amounts, indicating an excess of 7 inches across central Georgia, while the ECMWF indicates slightly lighter totals. Our official National Weather Service forecast currently represents a model compromise, with amounts in excess of 4 inches indicated across some central Georgia counties. If the axis of heavier rainfall shifts northward, areas across northern Georgia will be at a higher risk for flooding than currently indicated. The areas with the highest flooding potential are highlighted in blue on this map. Currently, areas in central Georgia are forecast to have the most rainfall through Monday. Keep in mind that if the heavier rainfall than is currently forecast falls across northern areas, the flood threat would increase in these locations. The tropics have become more active recently, with one named tropical storm in the Atlantic as well as an area of potential tropical development located off the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Regardless of whether or not the disturbance entering the Gulf of Mexico develops into a tropical system, Georgia will experience impacts in the form of heavy rainfall. Tropical Storm Erin is very far out in the Atlantic. Therefore, there is plenty of time to monitor this system's progress. Here are a few model solutions for the disturbance off the Yucatan Peninsula. Currently, the majority of models bring the system into the western Gulf of Mexico. However, as already noted, impacts are not limited to areas directly along the track. To illustrate that Georgia will experience heavy rainfall regardless of the eventual track and strength of this system, 4 different model solutions for Saturday afternoon are shown. The purple areas that are highlighted represent areas with very high atmospheric moisture content. Obviously, all 4 models indicate tropical moisture being pushed northward over the area, which is indicative of the heavy rainfall potential. Concurrent with the very heavy rainfall through the next few days, an easterly low-level flow associated with a wedge front will keep the region quite cool for mid-August. High temperatures through the weekend will only range from the lower to mid-70s across northern areas to the 80s across southern areas. These temperatures are some 10 to 15 degrees below normal for this time of year. As discussed, the primary concern through the upcoming weekend is the potential for additional heavy rainfall and associated flooding. Regardless of the eventual track and development of this system in the Gulf of Mexico, the associated tropical moisture will contribute to heavy rainfall amounts across Georgia. On the positive side, well below normal temperatures will persist across the area through the weekend. By next week, temperatures should begin to return to near normal and rain chances should gradually decrease.